It appears that Donald Trump is concerned about his chances of getting reelected, and nothing makes that clearer than his all caps unhinged rant on Twitter today regarding voter fraud. Accusations that have been debunked over and over again, but he wants to plant that seed so people don't accept that he will lose the election once he loses it. So here are just a few of the tweets, and I always hate reading them because he's insane, but he wrote, because of mail-in ballots, 2020 will be the most rigged election in our nation's history unless this stupidity is ended. We voted during World War I and World War II with no problem, but now they are using COVID in order to cheat by using mail-ins. All right, I'll let you unpack that in just a second, Cenk, but let me read one more. He also said, rigged 2020 election. Millions of mail-in ballots will be printed by foreign countries and others. It will be the scandal of our times. Okay, so he's arguing that foreign countries are going to print out fraudulent ballots in order to get him out of office, which, by the way, is another example of Trump projecting, because Trump wanted to get foreign countries to meddle in our election, in our upcoming election, to increase his chances of getting reelected. I mean, that was what the whole impeachment investigation was about, because there was evidence indicating that Trump was using congressionally appropriated funds as leverage to get the leader of Ukraine to announce a sham investigation into Biden to hurt his chances of winning election over Trump, right? So it's just hilarious how he's projecting here by saying like, oh, foreign countries are getting involved. Come on.
Well, so there's a couple of possibilities here. First of all, when challenged on both Russians and his request of the Ukrainians to meddle in our elections, he has said dozens, maybe hundreds of times that the foreign meddling in our elections is not that big a deal. He's asked Mitch McConnell to block votes on bills where we would actually shore up our voting system so that it would make it harder for other countries to meddle in our elections. So they've literally stopped actual legislation that would help end that. But the other thing that he's done, if you remember in the 2016 election, is he publicly asked the Russians to find Hillary Clinton's emails. And we found out later that they began actually tapping into and stealing the emails of Hillary Clinton's team the very next day. So when he says foreign countries will print a lot of fake ballots, he might actually be giving directions rather than a warning, because that's literally what happened in 2016. So now the third part of it is there any evidence that there is wide-scale mail-in ballot scams, let alone from foreign countries? Not only is there not evidence of a wide-scale operation, there's no evidence of it happening on even a mid-level scale, ever. So only one-offs here and there, and lately it's been done almost exclusively by Republicans, not Democrats. So all this is made up for two reasons. One, so they can have as little mail-in voting as possible. Because and Trump has said it publicly, he always says the quiet part out loud. He said, well, if we have mail-in voting, Republicans will never win. So he accidentally on two different occasions admitted he's not worried about the fraud, he's worried about actual Americans voting and voting him out of office. And of course, the last part is what you referenced, Anna. So this is set up one giant excuse. So when he loses, he can cry all day long about, oh, it was the mail-in voting. If only the people of Paraguay hadn't done the fake mail-in ballots, I would have won. So he knows the polls are right, and he knows that he's gonna get his ass handed to him.
Yeah, and by the way, speaking of polls, remember Trump's own CDC said that mail-in voting should be widely available because of this pandemic. I mean, I don't know, I'm not like a giant history expert, but I don't think that like World War I virus spread rapidly during World War I. Like the fact that he's like, we had in-person voting during World War I and World War II. Yeah, we were at war, but that's different from going to a place where you're likely to experience something that's contaminated with a virus that's going to kill you or could kill you, right? So anyway, I just wanted to get that out of the way. But the CDC is like, yeah, look, we got to get it together. We got to make mail-in voting available so people can practice their constitutional rights, their ability to vote. And Trump is against it. But a Quinnipiac poll released last week actually found that the majority of Americans do want access to mail-in voting. 59% of American voters believe that all eligible voters in the United States should be allowed to vote by mail, while only 38% oppose the idea. Gee, I wonder who that 38% support.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. I really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.